Yes, the reason it is so important is because in this kind of an environment, it's the small businesses that perhaps thrive better. We always tell these guys, rural India hasn't talked about a recession because they don't know about it. It's the whole expectations building. So you don't expect a recession, and therefore you don't work as a recession is in progress. So similarly, the small businesses are the ones that survive no matter what the environment are. So the larger businesses really have much larger connects with other ecosystems and therefore get affected. So the small business development, I think, is crucial. It helps create jobs. How do you promote a system of entrepreneurship, culture development right from the school level? I think that's where it all starts. We don't promote in our schools an innovative culture. We provide learning by rote. And that is the first thing that we need to challenge, is how can we as a government, as a set of entrepreneurs, promote a system, whereas the education system should promote innovation, should promote radically new out-of-the-box thinking. It doesn't happen today. So it has to start at the education level. A lot of access to finance is already out there. Take the credit guarantee scheme for the government, which the government has, for instance. Entrepreneurs don't know that many of these schemes exist. So there is an information gap that exists and not a credit gap. There's enough money chasing a good idea, but very few know where to find it. And I think what needs to be done is, for instance, not necessarily subsidize entrepreneurs, because I don't think as entrepreneurs we want to be subsidized or to get dole outs. I don't think that's what we are. But I think what we need is, for instance, finance at the right price. So for instance, one of the things we would like to propose, and we have been proposing in many of the G20 forums, is like you have agricultural funding as part of your, you have to have a minimum ratio of your bank's funding which goes to agriculture. Can you not have a section of that earmarked for SMEs or earmarked for startups? That the bank, as part of priority sector lending, can the funding to startups be a priority sector lending for banks? Whereas they necessarily by mandate have X percentage of their lending to go to startups, like already happens in the case of agriculture. Okay? And provide that funding at a price which is a few percentage points lower than your standard lending rates. Well, I think young people in India today are no longer satisfied with just a standard, standard income or a standard job. I think the hunger, the risk appetite of Indians has also gone up. We're also getting much more skilled. I think a lot of our business schools are also promoting entrepreneurship. I think incubation centers are also something that, I know India's put up the world's largest incubation center in Gujarat, for instance, very recently. Now, when you look at all of these kind of factors, incubation being funneled, the entire business school curriculum being tweaked in a way that entrepreneurship is encouraged, has taken some of these guys to say, okay, let's take the leap and let's take a plunge and do something about it. Well, the key recommendations from India's side would be, one, of course, is continued best practice sharing. We are going to be, as I said, networked with now with the 20 countries in the G20. We also have a similar alliance in the Commonwealth. So we're sort of networked with 8 countries in the Commonwealth Asia. So we're connected now with 28 countries. And we're looking at youth entrepreneurship in specific nature. So we are going to encourage best practice sharing. That's a very critical area of work, because an alliance will be strong only if we talk to each other.